before you met his family, you told me that you asked Bryan a very, very important question that would dictate whether or not you would choose him. What was that question?
Yeah, so for your audience who doesn't know, on The Bachelor, we go to hometowns where you actually go into the home of the last 4 people and you meet the family. So it was very important for me to ask Bryan, have you ever dated a Black woman? And not just dated, have you ever brought a Black woman home? And would your family accept me?
And what was your answer?
Honestly, my parents said, I'm gonna love whoever you love. At the end of the day, like whatever makes you happy, we're gonna be all for it. Now, granted, my parents are Colombian. Would they have wanted me to, marry somebody Colombian, that they could, vibe with a little bit more? Absolutely. Like we had this conversation the other day. I'm saying, wouldn't your parents want you to marry, somebody Black? And they're like, yeah, they would probably prefer that. But at the end of the day, I think they both agree that as long as you're happy, that's all we care about.
It's so important to have these conversations. I know people who are in interracial relationships who just avoid it, who just don't talk about it. And then they're shocked when something comes up and it's something that they're not expecting. You have to talk about these things and have these tough conversations to prepare yourself for where you're going with your relationship.
Did you, PK, have to ask Lindsey essentially the same thing? Like, hey, you're from Minnesota. I don't know how they get down. I'm from Canada. Will your family accept me?
Listen.
I think I kind of deflected that one. I think I kind of deflected because I always feel like if I love somebody, that my family should love them too. And I guess that kind of goes to the same, same question I had before, is that like, I don't see color, and I don't think my family should either, but that doesn't mean that their response is
you got a face, like you.
I'm marrying Lindsey, right? Her family is important, but as long as Lindsey's happy, that's all I care about, right? And, I respect her family, I respect everybody, I respect her friends, but if there are people that, don't like me because of the color of my skin, then...
That's their problem.
I mean, I don't waste 1 second thinking about it.
Do you ever, consciously think about maybe, I would have to have a mixed baby? And how that would be to raise a child that the world would perceive as Black.
Well, that's, I think, one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to have this conversation and why I've been trying to learn before, everything kind of erupted recently. I have so much more work to do to educate myself and to learn. And, when we have kids, it's gonna be our responsibility to teach our kids history and how to conduct themselves and how to have empathy. And I think I've had people say to me, how can you consciously bring a child into this world of mixed race, knowing the difficulties that you will bring upon them?
Yep. Friends have said this.
Very close people.
Yep.
We had that conversation about what that looked like, not just for us in the moment, but also for the children that we plan to have and that the world that they're gonna live in. And I think that that's what's so important as an interracial couple. It's one thing to fight this battle as being from different cultures and looking different, but it's a whole nother thing when you have to think about the child that you're gonna bring into this world that's gonna navigate this world as a biracial person. That is a whole nother door that you're opening up, which is why we have to be on the same page moving forward.